what prompted you to do that video then?
Um, Nothing. Like I've sort
You
of,
just fancied it.
I've always sort of had in the back of my mind that I want to do a more serious kind of series, just over the top of something that
Yeah.
I can do relatively passively.
Mhm.
Like there is, I mean, you've probably played Minecraft before. There is thought involved, but especially on peaceful, I wouldn't really call it a particularly thought captivating game.
Yeah, it was a very odd and abrupt ending.
Yeah, I was told. It's because there was no active conclusion in my own head. Like I don't have a conclusion to the fact that I feel sort of that I felt that way or feel that way. So there wouldn't be really an active conclusion in the episode either.
Yeah.
If it helps, I've come to a minor one in episode 2, which is currently processing.
Okay.
But yeah, I've not actually. It's not. It wasn't a conclusion of like I know what to do now. It was more a thing of clarity.
Yeah.
After like 10 years or so of this game being out, they still haven't quite fixed the whole looking. Try that again. They still haven't fixed the whole when you are looking a direction, part of the world out like that should be out of your vision, but because I play with a high FOV, is just unloaded next to you, and it's so disorientating / disconcerting.
So, did you find that discussion last night interesting?
What
What
one?
John was saying, karma one.
Oh yeah, why?
I thought that was really good.
It's not. I mean, it's not something I believe in, but I know that the idea that John had in his head about it is a very sort of westernized version of what it is
Yeah.
actually about.
Like I say, that sort of boomerang effect where if you do something, it'll
Yeah.
come back to you.
Like that's
Yeah.
bollocks. I really don't believe in that. But like because it's factual. If you put good in the world, good does go into the world. Because that's factual. I guess I believe in karma, but I wouldn't call it. You know what I mean, though, right? Like
I do get
that's
you mean.
that's a statement of fact more than anything. I feel like
Yeah, yeah. Well, then you do believe in it, but you don't believe in the popular westernized belief of what karma is. And I don't think it goes against anything that like Christianity says.
No, it
may
doesn't,
not be
no.
directly in the Bible. If anything, it goes alongside it. It may just not be, like say,
It's said
spoken of in
differently,
the Bible.
yes.
Yeah, it might not just be addressed in the Bible. Probably because it didn't need to, because it's not a byproduct. It's just a way of looking at it. Where, like you say, if you put good into the world, good is going to come out. That is true. Do good deeds, good things will happen. Maybe not directly to you, and maybe not straight away, but good things will come of that. It's not that you're going to put good into the world and someone's going to go, "Oh, what you fucking cunt."
I mean, it
Well,
might,
okay.
but
All right, let me murder your family. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you for that. That ain't gonna happen, is it? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, mother of all niggers. Oh my god. Hang on a minute. Has a recent exposure of Freemasonry by the Guardian newspaper interested you? Do you want to find out about real facts for yourself? Then get in contact with us. We're a lodge meeting in Portsmouth. Oh my god, they've put a picture of me on there. Oh,
really?
yes.
Oh yes.
They've got a picture of me on there. This is
Been
me.
exposed as a cultist. How does it feel?
Hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you in the chat. This is me. That was me a while ago as well. That's got to be taken.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's got to be taken. I'm trying to think when that was taken now. Fuck me, that's got to be about a year and a bit ago now.
Pre or post losing a grand to your ex-girlfriend?
Probably a little bit just after or during. Still managing to keep happy though, you know.
Are you? I can't help but see Freemasonry as a cult thing. It just doesn't strike me as something a regular, normal person would do. It's so...
What?
Freemasonry. Like, I know it does a lot of good, and I'm not saying that it's like this awful thing that should be eradicated from the face of the earth, but it is a cult. There's no way it's not.
It's not a cult.
How is it not?
Well, one, you can leave at any time.
Yeah, okay, so it's not Scientology. That doesn't make it not a cult. You can leave
honestly,
cults.
Yeah, okay. It's not a cult though, is it? It's an organisation.
So is Scientology.
Huh?
So is Scientology, but carry on.
Yeah, it's not a cult. It's not. It's literally. It's nothing. And even if it was a cult, there's nothing wrong with it. There's literally, as someone that does it, there's literally no ill would come from Masonry. I mean, the only problem that you might have is that, that's a fucking brilliant bike. That looks amazing. Some guy's strapped, made his push bike look like a horse, and it's fucking good. Yeah, but no, think about it like this, right?
No.
There have been a few atrocities done by Masonry, but not like Masons have committed bad things, but not in the name of Masonry. And when they do, they get completely banned from it because it's nothing to do with that. But I don't know. It's not. It's not a cult like you would think about. Think of a cult.
I don't think it's a particularly evil cult or anything. I just the things they do, or the things that people have described to me that they do.
Besides, I don't know what constitutes a cult.
Running the world. No. I love that.
Here we go. Hang on. A system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. So no, it's not a cult because it doesn't believe. It doesn't. There's no particular. In fact, it's anything but a cult because it doesn't believe in it. It doesn't specifically say what particular thing. Like, you can go in there with all different religions. Cult, a person or thing that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society. No, that's not. I'm going to look more into this though.
So I mean, how do I quantify this thing? The things that you do there though, like the whole I don't know, the initiation
ritual.
And all that stuff, and the rituals,
ritual.
Very culty.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
It's
tell me
called
that doesn't
ritual.
cover-
Yeah, it's called ritual, but it's really just. This is what happens, right? We go in there, and people are in offices. So you've got the worshipful master, you've got the senior and junior deacon, wardens. Sorry, these all sit in chairs opposite each other, and then you sit around these people, so to speak, and basically you got a couple of more officers. You got an almoner, a charity stewards. You got the deacons, inner guard, outer guard. I know how it looks, but it's not a cult like you would think it's a cult. And like I say, going off of what an actual cult is, it's anything but a cult. The ritual, what consists of ritual? Literally getting up, saying something in a set order. it's so basically the things that we do are very, very similar to the same things that they would have done thousands of years ago. To know people as Masons, it's really, really hard to describe, but it's more honouring their memory than like worshipping anything. I mean, I know that the guy's name is Worshipful Master, but it's not like we all bow down to him. Do you know what I mean? We don't bow down to him. We don't bow down to anything.
How did the whole meme start then of the whole? I know it's a Simpsons joke, right? Freemasons run a country, but how did that whole meme start? Because it wouldn't have started without any basis.
Because there are a lot of Catholics that don't like Freemasonry. I'm not 100% sure why that is, to be honest with you.
Probably because it's just not Christian, but carry on.
Well, that's just a really stupid observation for them to make, though, because it's got a lot of Christians in it. It's got a lot of Catholics. It's got a lot of Catholics in it.
But unless you're like actively worshipping God, some people can see it as like, not right, not correct. I don't see why they would then try to ban it. That seems like a step too far, in my opinion. But I mean,
well, yeah, it came to blows, and a lot of people don't like it. And not only that, people fear what they don't know, because it went underground about 100 years ago. It went underground for a very, very specific. Before that, it was really open. But it went underground and secretive a couple of years ago, 100 years ago, because they got persecuted by Hitler. And on the Channel Islands, some of them even got ransacked. Temples got ransacked, and Masons were put to death. A lot of Masons in like Poland and places like that, they were all put into concentration camps. They estimate about 200,000 Masons were put to death in concentration camps. And that's all because they rejected Hitler that's the going tale anyway, because they rejected Hitler. And he also didn't like the fact that he couldn't get involved and couldn't have power in there.
Typical short man.
So he just went game on them. And for fear that Hitler would come over to the mainland here, it went underground. People got very, very secretive about it, and certain records were destroyed so that if he did come over here, Masons would have been moderately safe.
Yeah.
And it became a bit of a thing where you wouldn't talk about it, and it became a stigma, and then it got worse, and it festered for a few years.
If you make something that you don't talk about, that's like the natural consequence.
People didn't know how to come out of that once the threat had dissipated, and it's only really now that the United Grand Lodge of England is actively trying to go against, trying to break this barrier of it's a secret society, because it's not a secret society. If it was a secret society, I wouldn't have told you that I'm in the society.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about the society. It's not a secret society. It's a society with secrets.
Yeah.
It's different. That is completely different. People cannot understand that.
Why does it have secrets though?
Because there's the only real secrets there are the ways to know a Mason by, to distinguish from your average like layman. So there is a grip, there is a handshake, and that's the thing that we can't tell you.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting you to. I was just.
And that's the thing. Other than that, pretty much I could go through most of the stuff with you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you everything.
These secrets, these secret handshakes and whatever, I assume are relics from when you were persecuted because of the Catholic Church and whatever back in the early century. When it started.
I'm not 100% sure if they were around before then, just as a sort of gesture to know a Mason by as well. But it certainly came to prominence, if anything, when it went underground and it became very secretive. Because it did go secretive because the threat was if Hitler came over here, if you were found to be a Mason, you'd be dead. You'd be put to death. And people don't know that. I don't think people really know that there are 200,000 or 250,000 Masons that were killed just for being a Mason.
I didn't. I knew this time because you told me before, but I didn't know until you told me the first time you told me.
It's because it doesn't really get talked about as much.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but...
I mean, I studied the Holocaust in religious studies and history, and we never really hear about the Jews, the blacks, and the gays. Don't really get told about.
Yeah, you don't get told about any of the others, do you?
Mm. Oh. Which is a shame, really, but...
Yeah. But there.
So it's basically, it's become, that meme has developed, that joke has developed because you have like 5 secrets and all of them are relics of when you were a secret society who were in persecution. And as when something becomes something you shouldn't speak of, the longer that goes on, the more stigmatized it becomes to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
everyone loves a good mystery. People believe what they want to believe. You can tell them till you're blue in the face what Masonry's like, but
that's the same with Christianity.
Well, yeah, exactly. They won't believe you. They wouldn't unless they witnessed it with their own eyes, and even sometimes in that case, they'd still just disregard the truth because logic.
If there's any consolation, I don't really care that someone does Scientology. So I care deeply that someone does Scientology. We get that straight. I don't really care if someone does Freemasonry. It always struck me as a bit sort of weird, I guess. It's gonna because you don't know what goes on in it. It's like you said, people, what they don't understand, they get a bit wary about, and the same thing happened to me, basically.
Which is understandable. I was a bit weary about it. I was a bit weary about joining it, but I did, and now I know what it's about.
How do you? I'm not going to, but how do you even how does that even come about?
You kind of need to know one, and ask one, but. Yeah, so essentially to be one you have to ask one. So you can inquire about it online if it's something that's always tickled your fancy and you're like, oh, I'll probably go and check out what it's like online and see if I can find a lodge to join. Or if you know a Mason, you can inquire with them.
Yeah.
Facebook, we put out ads. We did the documentary on... Yeah, that's what I was saying a minute ago. They've put my face on an advert.
Brilliant.
We did a documentary that was on Sky, Inside the Freemasons. That was kind of to advertise it and also break down some barriers and stigmas. It was a 2-pronged attack. But yeah, there's a few ways.